Hello, my name is Manuel. The channel is called Unjust Steward, happens to be named after my favorite parable in the Bible. I majored in religion in college, and I like to read the Bible from time to time. Okay, this video is what I'm doing today, which is making myself some coffee, because I like coffee, and I don't like answering the questions of stupid people. I don't know why I said that. I don't know. Okay, so I'm making some drip coffee. I went ahead and ground some organic Peruvian whole bean that I bought at Aldi a couple weeks ago. It's been pretty good. I don't think the bean quality was as high as I would like. It was roasted a little darker, but in the end, it's a nice dark roast, so definitely worth the $6 for the 12 ounces that I paid for at Aldi. Right now, I got my variable temperature tea kettle. It's going to be at 200 degrees. That's my recipe for the day for drip coffee. I have ground 18 grams of coffee for my 1 cup dose. And now I need to get my AeroPress. That is my preferred brewer. My mother was nice enough to put the brewer that I use. You can't see me, but I'm getting it from the dish rack. Let's see, I go shopping for her. She cleans my coffee gear. It's a beautiful symbiosis, is it not, during this time? Okay, so getting the paper. Gonna wet that first so that the cup of coffee I drink does not taste like paper. Same thing that we do in a pour-over, for anyone that likes pour-overs. What I suggest, if you want that cafe barista quality drink at home, you invest in some things like a good burr grinder, whether that be electric or hand. Hand is affordable, but more work. Electric is more expensive, so make the appropriate choice. Get a scale, and I like a variable temperature tea or water heater. That way you can make recipes to order quite easily. Okay, we're going to assemble the AeroPress. I got my paper in there wet in the little slot. I'm going to screw that in. That's the bottom of the brewer. Going to go on my mug. Today it is a Star Wars mug. There's Chewbacca. There's Han. Let's see. Got my funnel to put my ground coffee in. The good thing about this water kettle is that it is at 200 right now, but it will hold it at that temperature for about 5-7 minutes, which is enough time for me to jibber jabber to y'all and make the cup of coffee. Here is my Hario Skirtin Pro burr grinder. It's hand. It's a bit more work, but I like the results. You can, of course, spend more money on a better hand grinder. And if you want to do that. But I find that this is the bare minimum to get a good drink. All right. Put the funnel away. We're going to shake this to get a nice, even bed of ground coffee. We're going to put everything on my scale, tear that at 0, so we're only measuring the grams of water. So, like I said, this recipe calls for 18 grams of ground coffee. I use 3 clicks from the 0 point on the Hario Skirtin Pro grinder. I like it. And then, as for the hot water, then I'm going to add the 200-degree hot water. Just dropped my mask on the ground. Oh well. But the outside fell, so I will need to wash it before using it. Going to go for 300 to 310 grams of water total, and that'll be a nice, mostly full cup of coffee, as full as I can walk around with and not spill it on the ground, which I think is useful to not spill. Okay, I'm going to have to turn on the lights, so they're going to be a bit of a weird picture maybe, but it'll adjust. Okay, so yep, at 0, going to get my stirrer and the top of the brewer ready. My method, and you can go more crazy or more specific. The important thing to do is to make sure your method for adding the water is the same every time. That way it does not become a variable, it is a constant. Then you met by adjusting the other variables that you can do easily, then you can make a new recipe. Okay, here we go, 200 degrees. Going for about 300 grams. So let's do it a little quick. I'm gonna pour about half first, so halfway up, stir, then quickly put it back, rest, because right now water is dripping down into the cup, and it will do so until I put a stopper on the top. So here we go, 225. We're gonna go with this all the way to the top practically. This is good. And this is 296.5 grams. And we got that in there. It's a little messy on top. We got a seal, so that way more water will drip down into the cup, and it is ready to push. Taking that off of my scale, because I want to push down force on a scale that I paid money for. Turn that off. And I do about a 20 to 30 second push for the AeroPress in the regular way, not the inverted way. Usually with this recipe, I go for a full 30. In general, I like a full 30-second push, nice and slow, is less resistance and easier on the shoulders, which is a lesson I learned earlier in the week. Do that too much, and it hurts. I kind of heard of it. Okay, going for the timer. That's right, I'm trying to keep my shoulders back before I was hunched over, and that was not feeling good for me. Maybe down with the forearm. That's better. If it's hard to go on your AeroPress because you get too fine a grind, my advice is to go slow. Yeah, this recipe needs to be adjusted to a coarser grind so I don't hurt myself every time I make a cup of drip coffee. That's right. Okay, that's enough. My cup is pretty much full. I didn't get all the water out, but the benefits of not pushing all the water out is at the very end is going to be a very bitter, highly extracted portion compared to the rest in the AeroPress. So we're going to say my mistake, did something good. Next time, I'm going to adjust the probably the groundness for this recipe, at least a 5 or 6 clicks from 0 point on the Hario Skirtin Pro grinder. I think that should be good. I'll probably try a 5 and then write some notes and think if that is good or if I want to do coarser. All right, thanks a lot. This is what I do for fun. Goodbye.